Imagine walking for months across deserts, rivers, and mountains, watching people around you get sick, starve, and die, and still having to keep going because turning back was no longer an option. This was the reality of the Oregon Trail. In the early 1800s, America was expanding west. Land was cheap. Opportunity was everywhere. People believed they could build a better life. So they sold everything they had, packed their belongings into wagons, and began the journey west that families had children. Entire communities, all heading toward Oregon. But what they didn't realize was just how dangerous that journey would be. Before leaving, families had to prepare carefully. They packed food, tools, and clothing. Everything they would need to survive for months. But most made one critical mistake. They brought too much. Wagons became heavy. Animals became exhausted. And along the trail, people began throwing things away, furniture, clothes, even family belongings, because survival was more important. The first weeks weren't the bad, but then people started getting sick. Cholera spread quickly, symptoms came suddenly, vomiting, weakness, collapse, and often death followed within hours. Families buried loved ones on the side of the trail, sometimes marking graves, sometimes not, because they had no choice but to keep moving. Rivers were one of the biggest dangers. To cross, families had to float wagons or drive animals through. But things went wrong, wagons tipped. Supplies were lost, people drowned. Entire families could lose everything in a single crossing. As the journey continued, everything began to fail. Oxen died, wheels broke, food ran out. People became weaker, slower, more desperate. Some were left behind, others pushed forward, barely surviving. Then came the mountains, steep climbs, cold weather, snow. Many weren't prepared. Supplies were gone, strength was fading, but turning back was impossible for those who made it. Oregon was waiting, land, opportunity, a new life. But the journey had changed them. They had lost friends, family, and everything they once knew. And they would never forget what it took to get there. The Oregon Trail wasn't just a journey. It was one of the greatest survival tests in history. Thousands set out, but many never made it. And even today, the trail remains a reminder of how far people were willing to go for a better life.